Lewis Barton was abducted at the end of Friday night's episode of Emmerdale. The cafe employee, portrayed by Bradley Riches since 2025, has experienced a turbulent time since arriving in the Yorkshire village after discovering that his biological father is Kev Townsend, Chris Coggle. He has also developed a relationship with Vinny Dingle. In the latest episode of the long-running ITV soap, Vinny surprised Lewis with a trip to Madeira to celebrate their first holiday as a couple. But Lewis didn't appear thrilled that it had been arranged so suddenly. He later told Vinny he couldn't go through with the trip, but asked him to travel alone so he wouldn't lose money. Later, Lewis's brother Ross questioned him about his decision not to go. Lewis explained, "Vinny's just texted. His flight's been delayed. Didn't need to rush off after all." To which Ross replied, "So because of your autism, you struggle with unexpected change. So? I don't mean anything by it. What I mean is, didn't you say you feel comfortable with Vinny? Safe?" Lewis responded, "Yeah, I do. I don't think I've ever been happier." Ross encouraged him to pack his bags, head to the airport and meet Vinny, and eventually Lewis was persuaded. However, events took a dark turn as Lewis left the house with his suitcase and was suddenly forced into a van by masked men before being driven away. Some viewers quickly suspected Kev was involved, while others were simply shocked by what had happened. One fan wrote on Reddit, "Lewis being kidnapped, I guess because of Kev. Guess his return is imminent. But who actually knows that Lewis is his son, except himself and Nicola?" Another added, "I suspect Kev told some dodgy people for some reason. Kev is massively impulsive and doesn't seem to be the brightest of criminals." A third commented, "Lewis getting kidnapped seems a bit extreme, no refund holiday policy." On X, one viewer said, "WTF, who'd want to kidnap Lewis?" Others questioned why the usually busy village was empty at the time, allowing the kidnapping to happen so easily. One viewer said, "How convenient that nobody saw when Lewis was dragged into that van. No one in sight." Another wrote, "It's always the same on soaps. When someone needs people around, they're never there. But when they don't, everyone's suddenly lurking and eavesdropping." A third added, "How come no one was around when Lewis was kidnapped? Happened in broad daylight in the middle of the village. Just looked unrealistic to me." Like many characters who grow up in soap life, Sarah's journey has been anything but smooth. Getting Cain Dingle, Jeff Hordley, to show emotion is probably easier than her having a straightforward day. The young mechanic's hopes of starting a family with her husband Jacob Sugden, Joe Warren Plant, have been repeatedly derailed by serious health struggles, including Fanconi anemia, a rare genetic condition that affects bone marrow and can trigger further complications. During routine IVF testing, Sarah was also devastated to learn she had developed cervical cancer, ruling out natural conception. In a surprising turn, her step-grandmother Charity Dingle, Emma Atkins, stepped forward to act as a surrogate, offering the couple hope and happiness. Sarah and Jacob were overjoyed by the gesture. However, that happiness quickly unraveled when Charity made a huge mistake after a drunken encounter with Ross Barton, Michael Parr. That incident resulted in Ross becoming the biological father of baby Layla Sugden, a fact hidden behind Charity's elaborate lies to protect Sarah, Jacob, and even Mackenzie Boyd, Lawrence Robb. Unaware of the truth, Sarah has recently been distracted by other troubles, including trying to support her ill grandfather Cain by getting involved in car thefts to help keep the farm afloat. While Jacob faces problems at work under the pressure of Dr. Todd, Caroline Harker. Things escalated further when Dr. Todd became involved in the family story after overhearing a conversation between Ross and Charity in a hospital lift following Layla's birth. Realizing the truth about the baby's parentage, she attempted to blackmail Charity, threatening to expose everything at Sarah's 21st birthday celebration. When Charity refused to give in, the situation took a dark turn, leading to disturbing scenes in which she was sexually assaulted by Dr. Todd. Sarah remains completely unaware of the trauma Charity is suffering, as her step-grandmother hides everything under the guise of postnatal depression. Tragically, Sarah even blames herself for Charity's condition, believing the surrogacy has caused her emotional distress. With Sarah at her lowest point, a new arrival from her past is about to shake things up in the village. In upcoming episodes, she will be left stunned when she comes face to face with a relative she never expected to see again. Speculation is already building over who this mystery figure could be. Could it be a surprise return from Sarah's mother Debbie Dingle, Charlie Webb, who has been away from the village? Or perhaps her father Andy Sugden, Kelvin Fletcher, a familiar face who has long been rumoured to return? Both possibilities have fans talking, especially as Emmerdale has a history of dramatic comeback twists. However, it could just as easily be someone entirely new, with no one quite prepared for what's coming next. Adding to the intrigue, a new Sugden character, Serena Sugden, played by Casey Al-Shaksi, is set to arrive soon and become entangled in ongoing drama. Her arrival has already been teased as emotionally significant, suggesting she could be connected to Sarah's story in a major way. Whether this mystery relative brings comfort or chaos remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: Sarah's life is about to get even more complicated. Emmerdale has revealed what happens next in the unsettling storyline involving Dr. Todd and Charity Dingle, as police step in and arrive in the village to carry out an arrest. Just as Dr. Todd prepares to leave the Dales, her plans are thrown into chaos when she is called in by the police for questioning. Earlier in the week, Charity went to the police station to report Dr. Todd for sexually assaulting her. She also underwent a medical examination to help strengthen the evidence for the ongoing investigation. In Wednesday's episode, 10th of June, Charity is visibly distressed when she comes face to face with Dr. Todd for the first time since the attack. Although she has given her statement to the authorities, Charity is still not ready to open up to her family. She continues to hide the truth from both her husband, Mackenzie Boyd, and her granddaughter, Sarah Sugden, offering other explanations for why she disappeared from Sarah's 21st birthday celebrations. Shortly after, Dr. Todd becomes aware she may be in serious trouble when D.S. Reed arrives to question her over the allegation of sexual assault. As the net begins to tighten, viewers are left wondering whether Dr. Todd will try to manipulate her way out of the situation once again, or if this marks the start of her downfall. Speaking about the storyline, Emmerdale producer Sophie Roper explained that the plot will explore the impact of sexual violence, particularly focusing on Charity's emotional response and the complexities of her trauma. She noted that the story aims to highlight the isolation survivors can feel and the challenges around how such experiences are legally and emotionally understood. She added that while the scenes may be difficult to watch, Charity's strength will be a key focus as she begins to confront what has happened. Emma Atkins, who plays Charity, also shared that the storyline has been one of the most challenging she has taken on, highlighting Charity's vulnerability beneath her tough exterior. She expressed hope that the plot may encourage understanding and support for those affected by similar experiences. Emmerdale is broadcast on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.